They did a survey of millennials. And I think we all know what the millennial generation is. They've been saying that they like to do everything by technology. They don't like to talk on the phone. They'd rather text. There's an app for this. There's an app for that. The idea kind of being that they're not going to need real estate human beings to help them with the process. Anybody hear any of that kind of stuff? Does that resonate? Okay, so CAR, a good organization, did a survey of a pretty fair amount of millennials, and what they found was shocking. They found that the millennials actually very much want a warm human being that knows what the heck they're doing to help them through the process. They just want to feel like they're in control of it, and they want to feel like they're in control of everything that's going on. But they understand, they're smart enough to know that they don't know our business. They don't understand the contracts, they don't understand how it works, and they also know that we can help and guide and advise them so they feel comfortable with the stuff they don't understand. By an overwhelming number, okay? So the good news is this. There's always going to be a need for real estate people for the same reason that Zillow can't tell you what your home is worth. It can't, okay? We can, because we go out and we look at the marketplace and we know the difference between a home that backs up to a busy road and one that doesn't. One that's original equipment and one that's been completely redone. We know the difference between one that has 4 houses staring into the backyard and one that has a view of the valley. We know the difference between upgrades and non-upgrades, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Everybody would agree with that, right? So here's the point about millennials and about why we're so important right now. Go ahead and raise your hand again if you did an off-market transaction. Do you know the number one way I get buyers right now if I want them? I say to them, would you like to know about homes before they hit the market? Now, if you were a buyer, would you want to know? Tammy, you'd want to know about homes before they hit the market, wouldn't you? Sure. Okay, George, right? Wouldn't you? Because they're smart enough to know there aren't enough. So here's the point. When Gene puts together groups like this, or you go back to your office, or you have a little mastermind group or whatever, make sure you guys are talking about how you can help each other with your business. I've said this for 26 years, and I'm going to finish by saying it now. We are in the most cooperative, competitive business that there is in the business world. If we don't cooperate and help each other, our clients will not reap the benefit. If we do, her buyer will get my listing and you guys' buyer won't even know about it. Which is why real estate people, more than ever in a tight market, become more important. Isn't that ironic? How everybody is telling us, oh my gosh, applications and technology and all this, and you're going to be, driven out, you're going to be like travel agents, nobody's going to need you. That's such BS. It's never, happy dance, everybody. Yeah, for 26 years, really, I've been hearing how, no one really is going to need a realtor. And for 26 years, I've sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of homes because I gave good service, I listened to my clients, and I did stuff like we're talking about now. Technology is going to add to what we do. It is not going to replace us. Technology, if we're paying attention, can get us more listings. I've taken like a dozen listings this year from people that called me because they said, well, I just read all your reviews. Your clients love you. You must be doing something right? Everybody in this room can do the same thing, okay? The people that aren't in this room, that aren't paying attention to that, will not sustain themselves in this business. And that's just the way business is. That's the way all business is. It keeps changing. If we change, we'll be fine. So those are the changes I wanted to share with you. I don't know if there's anything that I've shared that is causing you to think, causing you hopefully to think about moving forward in your business plan and what you're doing, but I know this much, and I'll finish with this. We are very blessed to work in Santa Clarita. We are very fortunate to deal with agents that for the most part we consider to be good people, right? Ethical, right? Not valley agents, okay? When I first came into business, it was like, oh, Neil, you never want to work with a valley agent. But we really are. So sharing this information, sharing these ideas, and talking about what's happening, because it happens very quickly, and not being afraid of it, but embracing it and using it where we can, is going to help us do a better job. Why is our business changing? Because business always changes. The question is, what are we going to do about it?